Hello student, welcome to online tutorial session. Okay, today we will also see in the different problems regarding flowchart and algorithm. Okay, so let's find it. In previous lecture session, last we have to find out the smallest between two numbers. So let's start that we have to find out the largest among three numbers. Okay, so largest among three number, what is the condition? Let's assume we are taking three variables, that is A, B and C, and we have assumed that A is the bigger digit. Okay, we have assumed. Okay, if we assume it, then we are checking, that is B is greater than normal B is greater than big or not. Okay, if it is true, then big value we will change to B, because initially we are thinking that A is a big value. Now if B value is greater, then B is stored as big value, and then we will check that C is greater than big value or not. If C is greater than big value, then big value is equals to C. The C will be the topmost big value. Okay, so in this way we are checking. So let's start with the flowchart, how we will draw the flowchart. Okay, so here it is clearly visible that let's first step is to start. Then we have taken the input of three variables, that A, B, C, and we have initialized a value of A into another variable, that is big variable. Okay, and then I am checking with the B value with the big value, that B is greater than big or not. If it is yes, then in big value I am storing the B value. Okay, if it is not, then what I am checking? I am checking C value is greater than big value or not. If this is true, then the C value is stored into big variable, and this is the biggest value. Okay, if it is not, then what we have to do? And then whatever value it is stored in the big, that will be the big value. Okay, so in this way we can draw the flowchart for this one. Okay. Now coming to the next, that is in this question we have to find out the even numbers between 1 to 50. Okay, so 1 to 50 we have to find. Here the loop concept will come. Okay, what is the loop concept is there? So we have to continue a loop, that is from 1 to 50. So we have to check each number. So what is the checking value for even number? How to determine the value is even or not? So if the number is a particular number is divisible by 2, divided by 2, and if we are getting remainder as 0. Okay, so remainder as 0 means that it is perfectly divisible. If it is coming 0, then it is a even number, otherwise it is a odd number. Okay, so done. So let's now start of making a flowchart for it. So first step is start. Next step is, here is a loop variable we have to initialize, that is I equals to 1. This is the loop variable. Okay, so we have initialized I. Right now we are actually checking, there's a condition is required, that is I is greater than 50. So this loop will be checking up to 50. That's why if the condition is given is greater than 50. If it is greater than 50, so it will stop. Okay, so till 50 it's there. Okay, then what will happen? If it is yes, if it is yes, there is a loop, and if it is no, then we have to go for the checking. Okay, so if it is yes, then it is more than 50, then we have to directly stop our loop. Okay, so if it is not greater, it means it is under 50, so we have to go for the continuous checking. So what is that checking? The checking is, we will check that if that particular value that we are getting, okay, the value in the I, that is I is percent of 2 equals to 0. It means that this percent symbol find out the mod value. Mod means the remainder value. So if it is getting the remainder, if it is number is divided by 2, if it is getting the remainder as 0 or not. If it is getting 0, it means if it is yes, then we have to do what? We have to, if it is yes, suppose I am writing it is the yes value. So what you have to do? So this part I am erasing. If it is yes, inside we will write the print statement. Okay, so if it is yes, then we will print the value. And another one, after printing, we have to do a increment, that is I equals to I plus 1, because suppose it is 2. After 2 we have to go for the checking for 3 number is even or not. After that for 4. So if I don't increment the value of I, then you will not get the next value. So in this way this increment will added over here also, and then finally we will stop. Okay, then finally from here we will stop if it is okay, this final value is stop from that. Okay, so in this way the loop will continue. Okay, okay, now the next algorithm and flowchart is for the odd numbers. So odd number means that from 1 to 8. Here in previous lecture session we have distinct that the value of n is 50, that is up to 50, but here no value of n is decided, it can be any number. So we have to take the input from the user. So let's start. So it is the start value we have done. Next we have to take the input value of number n. Input value of n. What should be the n value? It can be anything. N value can be anything. Then we have to initialize the loop variable, that is from 1. I have initialized, and then we will go for the checking value. So after that every part is actually same. We will check for the remainder. This time we will check for the, also check for the 0 value. If it is 0, then we have to stop it because this is not the odd number. Okay, so either if it is not coming 0, then we will check it is an odd number. If it is 0, then it is an even number. So in this way, so the logic is same, that after initializing we will check the value, that is I value is greater than n value. If it is yes, then directly from here we can stop. If it is no, it means that whatever value I currently processing, it is smaller than the n value, that is the next value. So again we will go for the next condition. Okay, so what is the next condition from here? The next condition is they are checking, that is I%2 is equals to 0. If I%2 is equals to 0, if it is this one, okay, then we will put what? Then we will, if it is 0, then it will we will go for the yes value, that is it is, if it is 0, then it is a even number, and otherwise if it is no, then it is, we will go for the increment part, that is no part is the increment part, and then we will initialize I equals to I plus 1, and then we will go for the print purpose. Okay, this is coming over here. So in this way again the loop will be continued. Okay, now we are going forward to another one, that is another algorithm to find out the sum of the series. Okay, so sum of the series like 1, 2, 3, 4, continuous. N value can be 50, N value can be 10, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7. In this way we are moving. So my first motto is to, we will declare a sum variable. Sum variable equals to 0. Why I have declaring the sum variable equals to 0? When we do for sum, for finding out the sum value of few numbers, that point of we need a variable called sum where we will store the value. Okay, so For that reason, the golden rule is that which variable will store the resultant value of all the addition, that needs to be initially 0. If it is initialize 1, what will happen? If it is you initialize with 1, any value if you add with this value, then it will be incremented by 1 as it is 0. But if you add any number with 0, then it will be remain same. That's why in the sum variable, always in case of if the sum variables is storing the addition value, then always initially its value declared to be as 0. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now the first step is to take for the flowchart, it is start is done. Then we have to take the value of n value. I have taken the value of n. I have taken. Now we have to initialize the loop variable as well as the sum variable. So I is initialized to 1 and sum variable is initialized to 0. Next there is a checking is there. Then again the checking is I value is greater than n value. If it is yes, then we will print the sum. Then there is a print statement is there. Then we will print the sum. Print sum. We will print the sum. Okay. If it is no, then what will be the happen? Next I am writing over here. If it is no part. So no part, again there will be a calculation, that is sum equals to sum plus 1. Sum equals to sum plus 1 and I equals to I plus 1. Okay, and this will be going for the incrementation over here. Okay, that will be again the loop will be incremented. Okay, and finally from after the print statement, the stop statement will come. From the print statement, when the sum value will be printed, after that the stop statement will come.